We should have been there.
Well, this is awkward. You got a gun I can borrow?
This is not your fault.
Any last words?
How's your sister?
For our fire team. For Cade.
Tip number 1, Forsaken changes. Many changes were added into the Forsaken update, including changes to weapons. Some weapons have shifted categories, and some may have also changed ammo types. Weapon mods were also changed. Year 1 mods will no longer work in the current weapons, so break them down for materials. This change also means that you are no longer able to alter elemental damage types of weapons. Now, let's talk supers. Each class has 3 new supers, 1 for each subclass. To unlock these new branches, you'll need a Seed of Light. However, you only get 1 seed through the Forsaken campaign, so choose your next super wisely. Those looking to unlock more trees will need to take on the Tier 2 Blind Well once they reach the Dreaming City, and hope for a seed drop. Another change to Destiny 2 is the increased level cap from 30 to 50. This also means an increase to light as well, but don't go infusing your armor or weapons just yet, Guardian. Tip number 2, Blue Light. The infusion mechanic we've known and loved since Destiny 2's beginning has gone through some changes. The price of infusion isn't just legendary shards and glimmer anymore, unless you're infusing duplicates. This makes it a lot harder to do regular infusions without a bank full of planet-specific materials. So don't feel bad about putting that Solstice of Heroes armor in the vault for now. It may make you feel like a noob, but you have to rep some blue armor and weapons at the start of Forsaken, at least till you reach the soft light cap of 500. Now, 500 light isn't the end of your journey. In fact, it's where it begins. Tip number 3, Prime and Powerful Engrams. Now, 500 and up may be the slow grind, but it's made easier with Prime and Powerful Engrams. Every seasoned Guardian is familiar with Powerful Engrams. These hold a strong piece of equipment inside, typically of much higher light than your own. These can be obtained by completing flashpoints and most weekly activities. You can typically see when a challenge will give you a Powerful Engram via the World Directory. Be sure to check back every Tuesday after the weekly reset to take on even more flashpoints and challenges. Prime Engrams are something new to Destiny. These engrams look and act similar to Powerful Engrams, but are attained in a much different way. First, Prime Engrams won't even begin dropping until you reach level 50, so train up. Each day you'll be given the Prime Attunement buff. This will greatly increase your chances of obtaining a Prime Engram from activities such as a Lost Sector, heroic public events, and even fighting a bit of Crucible. This buff may not last all day, but it does reset with each day, allowing you to come back and get even more gear throughout the week. Tip number 4, focus on ads. This isn't just a tip for Forsaken, but Destiny in general. Many Guardians assume that the Traveler's Light grants them this almighty power, and they continue to ignore infantry in raids, strikes, and missions alike. Taking out bosses with brute force is not the answer. The answer is ensuring that the only enemy on the field is the boss itself, so that your team can focus fire. When Guardians neglect ad control, it can cause problems. This is where mistakes commonly happen and teams get overwhelmed fast. Waves continue to come, enemies pile up, and within seconds, you got a team wipe. Most bosses send out enemies in waves depending on their remaining health. At the beginning of each wave, your team should focus on ad control until all that's left is the boss. Sure, it may take more time, but it's far faster than facing team wipe after team wipe. Tip number 5, Gambit. Many of you Guardians may have already familiarized yourself with Gambit, but for the newbies, here's a quick breakdown. You and another team are fighting enemies. These enemies drop motes. You deposit these motes to summon the Primeval. First team to destroy their Primeval wins. Sounds pretty simple, right? Well, the challenge of this game type is when a large sum of motes are dropped off at one time. This summons blockers. If you die with motes, you lose them. Oh, also, one teammate is able to invade the other team's field and try and take them out. But we do have a few quick tips for you if you choose to play this game type. Save invading until your opponent has summoned a Primeval, or they're holding a ton of motes that they haven't deposited yet. When you take out an opponent while their Primeval is out, the Primeval will begin to heal, buying your team some time. Till then, focus on collecting and depositing motes. And when the Drifter calls out that you can summon your primeval, everyone should drop whatever they're doing and deposit their motes ASAP. When invaded, stop what you're doing, find cover, locate the invader, and focus fire. This should be priority number 1. Follow these tips, and you might make a Drifter very happy. Destiny 2 has changed quite a bit from the game that was released a year ago. Bungie took the community feedback to heart and released it all into one amazing expansion, Forsaken. And with 3 more expansions planned for year 2, it only has us more excited for what's to come. I mean, heck, we've barely started year 2. We've got a lot to look forward to.
This is on the head of Aldrin Sov.
My friends, my barons, go unleash chaos.
The 3 of us want the same thing, Spider. Aldrin and his barons. Dead.
I cannot wait to see how this ends. We are not an army. We are not conquerors. We need to keep our eyes on our home, our people.
This is Cade we're talking about. For us to do nothing is
Say it.
cowardice.
I refuse to bury any more friends.
You won't have to. Aldrin Sov is mine.
So, this is to be a reckoning.
I know where Aldrin and his barren scheme.
You have no idea what he's done!
The line between light and dark is so very thin. Do you know which side you're on?
We will take the reef by storm. All of us, every Titan, every Warlock, every Hunter. If he thinks what he's done is the end, it's not. It's the beginning.
You gotta promise me. Put Aldrin in the ground. We have a deal.
Like and share if you enjoy the video and think others might benefit from this, and of course subscribe and hit the notification button if you are new to the channel and want to be notified every time I post a video.